Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, you're right now calling into me, Ring that Lin. And it's 3 in the morning, but we got the running order for the Eurovision Song Contest. So let's talk about it and see what we got in store for the final. Now, I'm going to be going from 1 to 26, and we're starting with the Norwegian twins representing Sweden. This was already decided that Marcus and Martinez was going to be number one. I think this is a great show opener. I think it's going to get the crowd really excited, a great ovation, excitement, and it's going to be a great way of setting the tone for the night and also pass the torch to the next winner of the Eurovision Song Contest. Then we go over to Ukraine being number two. A shocking decision, a decision I don't really like when I look at it in first glance. Would have preferred to see Ukraine switch with Georgia and be towards the end, but I do understand it in terms of pacing. I do understand it in terms of making people stick around who are not maybe the biggest of Eurovision fans. But maybe we'll say, I will give this show 3 songs, impress me. Ukraine comes on, it impresses you. So I think that's a great spot right there. And also pacing wise, going into Germany, I think that's great. You have a great vocalist performing a really like radio friendly song, which is accessible to most of the people watching. And you have still a strong staging, but you have a more simplistic staging. And then you go over to Luxembourg. And I would have preferred maybe to put Luxembourg as number two and Ukraine number four if we had to do it like this. But I understand also why you don't want to do that. Luxembourg is a very like uninspired Eurovision number. It doesn't revolutionize what Eurovision stagings can be. So for a casual viewer, it might set the tone of are we in store for this? So I understand putting it there. You're going to get a lot of excitement from the strong trio opening, especially Ukraine. So I think people will forgive Luxembourg as number four. And then you have the Netherlands coming at number five. And then we get my first problem. And my first, like, I don't have a problem with Netherlands being number five. I think it's nice. I think it's nice pacing wise. I think it's a fun and entry to get you excited, get you going. We need those televote favorites early on, also just to get people excited for the show. But I don't like seeing that the Netherlands and Israel are put next to each other again when they both clearly hate each other. Then you go, over to Israel. I think pacing wise, it's a good fit. It's not ideal because of the circumstances, but pacing wise, it's an all right change of pace since the Netherlands ends um, very emotional, and then you go over to a ballad. And then you go back to partying with Lithuania, and I think it's nice to not put Lithuania and Netherlands next to each other, just because of the similar vibe there in the dance number. Then you have Spain. We're in currently my favorite run, I think, for Eurovision this year, which is going to be Lithuania until Latvia. So we have Lithuania first, then Spain, Estonia, Ireland, and Latvia. And I think this is the perfect way of doing it because you build up the party and then you got Ireland coming in. And if you love Ireland, you then get Latvia to be like, okay, we need to talk about what just happened. And if you didn't like Ireland, you are able to calm down with a beautiful song from Latvia and Dones. So I think this is a perfect thing. Like, I don't think a lot of people who vote for Ireland will vote for Latvia and vice versa. So I think this was a nice way of changing the pace. Then we have Greece, United Kingdom, and Norway. I would have switched United Kingdom and Greece with each other, but it's a small thing. We're gonna be fine. It's I don't know like if I like that pacing or not, but it's a small detail, so I will survive with how it is. Then we got Norway in number 14. They drew the second half, which was super exciting. Are they going to be one of the closers? They're not. They're being 14. It didn't really help much, but anything helps with this brutal producer's choice draw. Then we have Italy, Serbia, and Finland, and Portugal. Here I would have switched Finland and Italy. I think for me personally, there's just something wrong about the two most serious entries in this section of the show, being Serbia and Portugal, being interfered by a man without pants. I love Finland, one of my favorites this year. I just don't think this placing is ideal for Serbia, Finland, or Portugal. I don't think this is the time of the show where we need a giant laugh number. But then after Portugal, we have Armenia, we have Cyprus, we have Switzerland. Um, Good run of songs here. It's a good time at the Eurovision Song Contest. Um, they are going to do great for Switzerland in this position. And then we have from Switzerland, we have Slovenia. Slovenia got a great spot here in the final. Of course, between two of the biggest favorites, right? But also, like, with their eye contact, with their deliverance of this performance, I think this will really shine in this spot, next to these performances where a lot more happens. And I think Slovenia is going to do really well in this position. I think that's one of the big growers in terms of this lineup in the running order. And then we have Croatia. I think based on just looking at this, I would say Croatia is winning Eurovision because this is like the perfect spot for Croatia. I don't, however, agree with the final three's running order, but I'm starting to be okay with it. Georgia, I feel like, should be earlier on in the show. I feel like Georgia is one of those numbers where it's like it's more focused on a great number and a great artist more than a great song. So I don't think it benefits from being one of the final songs when people who are casual viewers might feel like, hasn't this gone on for a bit too long? Couldn't Croatia has been the ending? I don't think Georgia makes them want to be like, yay, I'm sticking around. Of course, have you invested that much time? You're going to watch. But I don't think it's an ideal position for Georgia for them to shine. But then we have France. France would have been an excellent closer, I feel like. So yeah, I feel like France would have been great as a closing moment, but because of Colleen being such a wonderful person, I'm happy to see Austria ending. I'm happy to see her, after a lot of roadblocks in her path, being able to get to the final and get to close the show in style. And I think this is a running order that has some really good. I love the pacing from Lithuania to Latvia. I think that's freaking amazing. You could even argue that I love the pacing from Lithuania all the way to Italy. And then also, I love the lineup from Portugal to Croatia. I think that's a great way of doing it. And I even really enjoy Sweden to Germany. I think that's a great way of doing it. So there are some greats here. The biggest low point for me is the fact that you have Luxembourg, Netherlands, Israel, just because of what's going on behind the scenes. I would not, like that to, sour their feelings towards this experience that they've invested a lot of time, energy, and money to pursue. This is a big dream, and it's sad that they have to then share space when they have clear problems with each other. Um, but other than that, I would say Finland is the one in the worst spot because I don't feel like the joke is gonna land at that time of the show when we're getting serious. So Finland, I think, has the worst spot. Croatia has the best spot. And overall, we are in for a really exciting grand final. Who do you think is going to win? For me, I think based on this, Croatia is going to win the contest, which would be absolutely amazing. But Ireland also has a great spot, so they could do it, and I would be really happy about that. And I'm hoping Ukraine hasn't lost their chances, but we will wait and see. I'm very excited to see this final. I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Do you love the lineup? Do you hate it? Who do you think has the best spot? Who has the worst spot? Let me know. As always, have a great day, a great life, and please remember, take care of yourself and each other. And please, if you're in Malmö, and this goes for all the artists, delegations, fans, producers, everything, everyone, please stay safe. I'm hoping that everything will go well in the final, that everybody will have a positive experience of this show, and that people will be staying safe and feel like that's the main focus. That's the main focus, in my opinion, is that people are staying safe. The show can be lackluster, the show can be, canceled, the show can be cut short, as long as people are staying safe. So stay safe if you're in Malmö. I was supposed to be there, but I sold all my tickets and everything. I didn't feel safe going, but I have a lot of friends who did, who are having mixed feelings about this Eurovision week. But I hope we're going to have a great closing chapter where people will leave with a positive experience. So I think that's the most important thing. Please take care of each other, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what your view is of the world. Please take care of the people around you. Let's make the world a better place. Okay, thank you so much. And that's enough preaching from a guy at 3:30 in the morning from Norway. So take care.